Hello my Foonatics, it is Fufu here, bringing you the GBA Week 5 battle for Newcastle United. This week I am against Cresstal Palace again, headed by John Origins. Go and check out his channel, I'll put his link in the description. And I battled this team just 3 weeks ago I think, and it's the second time I'm playing them. So team building was really weird. I'm having to face the same threat, so I didn't know whether I should be bringing the same things or not as I did last time. I did get the very narrow 1-0 last time. It was looking good, and then John's Talonflame did some sneaky setup with a cheeky berry and really turned things around, but I did manage to clinch the win thanks to Sharpedo a lot, actually doing some nice cleaning at the end. But I felt like Sharpedo was kind of a surprise mon, and I felt John would be prepared for it this time. He has a Ferrothorn that takes on Sharpedo really well, so I felt like that would be coming this time, and I didn't want to bring Sharpedo. I also thought that Raikou would be coming this time, because I didn't bring my Donphan, my ground type, last time, and I thought that he would try and capitalise on that. However, the bulk of my team is the same. I'm bringing a defensive Roserade as I did last time for the good switch into Ferrothorn, which I thought would be coming this time, and also Azumarill, really nice switch in for both of them. I've got my Skarmory. I need Hazard Control desperately for this team, so reliable defog is good, and it takes on Excadrill better than anything else I can have on my team. We've got Rotom specifically for Talonflame. I thought that he probably wouldn't be bringing it this time, but if he did, I needed Rotom Heat, so Rotom Heat had to come again this time. And then I needed something specially bulky. This is my nice Sylveon that is mixed defenses, but it's got just enough special defense to take on all of John's special threats in the form of Houndoom, Raikou, and Hydreigon if he wanted to bring it. Even a mixed Hydreigon with Iron Tail it can take on. So really nice Sylveon set. And then I'm bringing Pinsir because Pinsir did a lot of work last time as well. This is an adamant Pinsir. It's mainly for wall breaking really. And the replacement for Sharpedo, which is a bit weird, is Kyurem. I really wanted to use Kyurem because Sub-Kyurem does a lot to John's team. I thought that Raikou would be coming this time. It's a nice resistance to the electric type moves and does put a lot of pressure on John's team. It's just a powerful mon, so I really like that and I wanted to bring it. Looking at what John brought, it's a lot of stuff that I thought he might. As you can see, he did bring the Pharaoh, he did bring the Raikou. Other things that he brought the Azumarill again, that's nice, I've still got my Roserade. He's got the Excadrill again, that's nice, I've got my Skarmory. And he's got the Houndoom. Houndoom is the scariest thing. If it's a nasty plot set, it could do a lot of work. My Sylveon is there and can take the hits. But it could put a lot of pressure on Sylveon. If he gets rid of Sylveon early, then Raikou could do a lot of work. So I need to be thinking about that. I was very scared of the Cresselia too. I don't have many things to hit it. Only Pinsir really smashes that. So we'll go from there. Also, I don't know if you realise, but I'm really croaky today. I've got a bit of like a coldy thing going on and feel a bit bunged up. It's not very nice. But I'm going to power on through and do this narration. It's an epic battle. 56 turns. And so I've tried to speed it up as much as possible because it's going to take... it takes a little bit of time, but it's a really, really great one. And it is one of the best Wi-Fi battles I've had. It is so great. So I'm going to lead with my Kyurem Black, predicting the Raikou lead, which is exactly what happens. And that was pretty obvious because I didn't have a ground type. It means a free Volt Switch for him. But it does mean, leading with this, I can get offensive pressure on straight away by going for the substitute. And it means that I'm going to get a hit off on anything. He does bring in the Ferrothorn. I can't do too much to the Ferrothorn. I've got Ice Beam, Earth Power, and Fusion Bolt, so I can hit it with an Ice Beam, which does a really nice chunk. I wasn't really expecting it to do that much, but that was a really nice chunk. But he can break my Cutie Pies sub with the Gyro Ball. I could have been cheeky and subbed again because I did think he would do some kind of hazard stuff, but I felt like the best play for me would be to go into my Roserade. Roserade does have HP Fire, it also has Spikes, and it has Sludge Bomb, and it has Synthesis. A defensive set, it's really nice, works well against John's team. He gets his rocks up, I need to get rid of them at some point. I'm going to go for a Sludge Bomb, don't want to go for the HP Fire yet, because he has that Houndoom in the back that still has Flash Fire, it hasn't Megaed yet, so I don't want to go for the HP Fire yet. We're going to go to Skarmory on the Crest, potentially quite scary. Looking at the Sludge Bomb damage, it's definitely not especially defensive Cresselia. I don't really know what type it is. But he goes with the Psyshock, so luckily he's not got a T-Bolt or anything. I can get the defog off. Really important because 3 things on my team are weak to rocks. I need that hazard control. Skarmory is pivotal in this match. for trying to get my rocks up when I need them, but also trying to control his own rocks. Skarmory I'm going to have to play Skarmory really cleverly. Anyways, so Houndoom comes in. I go into my Sylveon. As I say, Sylveon is the thing that needs to handle the special threats. He goes for Fire Blast, which looks beautiful in Aurus. Oh, I love that animation. But he gets a crit, and I do not love that. Fortunately, after lefties, I should just about live another one, but I think John might have predicted a protect or something. I'm going to go for a wish, be ballsy and stay in, risking that, but I need my Sylveon to be at good health, so I do get off the wish. I'm able to protect on whatever the Azumarill wants to go for and get all that health back. I'm going to go right into Roserade right now. I don't know if he's locked or not, but I feel like that's my best play. Roserade puts pressure on his team because it's still really powerful even though it's uninvested in special attack, and I can get up a layer of spikes, which I think is what I do right now, thinking that he might go to one of his steel types. He's got 2 steel types, so spamming Sludge Bomb isn't an option at this stage. I do get my spikes up, that's great. It's going to put pressure on his team. It also means that the Excadrill, if it wants to spin, will have to take spikes damage and Rocky Helmet damage because I've got Rocky Helmet on the Skarm. I'm able to get an HP fire off on this Pharaoh, does a really nice chunk. I'm uninvested in special attack, which is why it doesn't kill, which is a bit disappointing, but that is great damage on the Pharaoh. If I can get rid of this, then rocks aren't a problem anymore. I just will need to get rid of them at the moment because they are up, which is not good. But I do want to get rid of that Ferrothorn. I'm just going to go for another hidden power as he brings in the Houndoom. That does a lot more than I expected, and with spikes and the hidden power fire, it's good chip. It's getting it into the range where Hyper Voice will be able to take out the Houndoom, which is really great. And yeah, I just love that Roserade set. So he goes for Fire Blast again. Again, really beautiful attack. I love it. I'm going to go for a Wish. I need Sylveon to be in good health. That does so much damage though. But it's because of my investment. It does exactly the amount of damage I want it to be doing because it's not a 2-hit KO, and that is the important thing. He's going for a Dark Pulse, not really sure why, maybe predicting a switch into something else, but I do need my Sylveon to be as much HP as possible, can't let it get low, so I'm just going to keep wishing and protecting, stalling him out and getting to a point where I can go for a Hyper Voice. So he brings in his Excadrill right now, and I'm actually just going to protect. I want my Sylveon to be at full HP. I can maybe try and scout to see what set he is. He's not lefties. I'm going to go into my Skarmory. He's gone for an EQ. He actually goes for an Iron Head now, maybe predicting my Rotom, but that's great, and it does show me that he's actually Life Orb. That's why he's doing a lot of damage, but it also means he's going to whittle himself down so much. Nothing has touched that Excadrill yet, and it's already at half health, which is great. This is why I love my Rocky Helmet Skarmory. And the Life Orb is scary and it does a lot, but he's not getting the flinches on my Skarmory. I can get the Defog off right here, really important, just to make sure that my guys are staying alive. I get rid of my own spikes though, which is a bit of a shame. But Raiku's taken a little bit of damage. Gonna go into my Rotom right now. Rotom is the extra player. I don't need him as much because Talonflame isn't here, but he can take that electric type attack relatively well. John now goes into his Houndoom. I'm gonna get this lovely Volt Switch damage off. Apart from he flinches me. That Dark Pulse does do a lot. I'm defensive, not especially defensive, which is why it does so much. Now I'm gonna predict him to predict me to switch out. And I go for like a Fire Blast or something, but I'm just going to go for a Volt Switch. As I say, this is an extra thing. I don't really mind sacking it right now, but I do manage to get the Volt Switch damage off as he goes for a Pursuit, which I didn't realise he would have that, but that made the turn a lot more dangerous. If I had switched out then, he probably would have killed me. But that Volt Switch damage is great. He's definitely in range for a Hyper Voice now, so I can go into my Sylveon safely and just fire off a Hyper Voice. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a 2-hit KO on this Ferrothorn. I do want to switch out. He's likely just going to get up his rocks again. But he goes for the Leech Seed, which is great for him. Because my Skarmory is seeded, I'm not going to be able to win this matchup. I'm not even going to be able to get the Defog off because he can just stay in here and keep going for rocks while getting the lefties and stuff back. So he's going to go for rocks this time. I could just defog straight away, but I'm thinking, well, he's got Protect, he's got the seeds on, he may well go for Protect. So I'm going to set up my own rocks right now, thinking that it's not a winning situation for me, and the best thing I can do right now is get up my rocks. As he actually switches out, so I could have defogged, but the Protect mind games were there, and I didn't really want to. And so I'm going to have to switch out right now. My rocks are still, the rocks are up on my side of the field, which isn't ideal, but I do have my own rocks up, which he's switching a lot as well, so my own rocks are quite important. He goes for the Volt Switch, which does a chunk to my Sylveon, but it's probably not enough. As he goes back into Pharaoh, Pharaoh does take on my Sylveon really well. I don't like this matchup. So I'm going to have to switch out. He can just fire a Gyro Ball off. He doesn't need to get his rocks up. He could have gone for Leech Seed, but he makes a good play going for Gyro Ball. Maybe predicting my Roserade, probably, or maybe just wanting damage on my Sylveon. But I can eat that up because I am defensive. It's doing less than half. So I'm going to go for a Synthesis, maybe predicting a Protect this time to get some more lefties, because at that range, I would have thought that HP Fire would kill. Now I'm going to go for another HP Fire, just to try and get damage on this Ferrothorn. And he actually switches into Houndoom, probably not realizing how much damage he would take from rocks, and the HP Fire is able to kill. Technician Roserade is such a powerhouse. Even uninvested, it takes out the Houndoom, which is really great. Roserade already pulling its something. Pulling its weight. That's what I was looking for. Now I'm going to go into Skarm as he brings in his Cress. He predicts that really well. John is playing the games right now. This is a very, very good game so far. And he's in with Raikou. Raikou is a big threat to my team. I'm just going to stack my Rotom right now. As I said before, it's an extra player. I don't particularly need it. Rocks are up. He's not giving me the chance to defog at the moment, so Rotom is pretty useless. I'm going to get rid of that. He's gone into his Ferrothorn. As I said before, I can't go into my Skarmory. It's not a matchup I win, so I'm going to have to go into my Roserade and start firing off some more hidden powers. It's such a beautiful animation in this as well. I love the hidden power in Aurus. It's so good. But anyways, yeah, I do massive damage to the Ferrothorn, but don't take it out because of some lefties recovery he's got in the past. I'm just going to keep going for it, though. I have no reason to Synthesis right there, because he could just hit me with the Gyro Ball and keep doing that. Right now, I think that Rose has done its job. It's not at really a range where it can take any hits from anything. I'm just going to sack it to this Excadrill, giving me the initiative, being able to go into Skarmory and get off the defog, which is what I really, really wanted, because Ferrothorn's gone now and he will not be able to get up his rocks again. I'll be getting rid of my own rocks, but Skarmory is still around. I can get my own rocks up again if I play it right. So this is really good, and now my offensive threats that are weak to rocks are going to have more of a fun time. I'm going to go to my Kyurem again, predicting the electric type attack that comes. And I can eat that up because base 125 HP is just ridiculous. Okay, now this is an interesting play. I'm going to go for a sub, just seeing what the Azumarill wants to go into. I don't know if he's banded yet. I was thinking maybe he would lock himself into an attack that I could take behind my sub, and then I do have the Fusion Bolt. What John does is he scouts for the Fusion Bolt or the switch by going into the Excadrill, because he thinks if I have the Fusion Bolt, I'm going to go for it. But I actually set up the sub. That does not work out for John. It means that I can go for the Ice Beam and take out the Excadrill. So it was potentially a good play for John, but I did go for the sub, just scouting, and that really worked out for me. Sub Kyurem is so good. It's so powerful. So I could take out this Excadrill. I knew that I wouldn't be able to take out Azumarill from full with Fusion Bolt. That's why I was a bit reticent to go for it the previous turn. I felt like sub was a better play, just seeing what he wanted to go for. If he locked himself into play rough, I would switch out into Skarmory. But I am playing as if this is a banded Azumarill at the moment. I'm not really sure what it is. I go to Skarmory now, thinking he probably would go for the play rough, wanting to take out my Kyurem. He couldn't really go for anything else. And I now can get up my rocks with my Skarmory. So rocks are on his side of the field, they're not on mine. I feel like Skarmory's done his job now, and I can let him go down. Especially seeing as though Excadrill is gone, which is the main thing that Skarmory had to wall. Raikou's getting all the kills, but I feel like I'm letting it get the kills when I'm okay, when I'm happy with it. I'm letting it get the kills. And also, I needed damage on Azumarill, so I needed that Rocky Helmet and Rocks damage. But Azumarill does not die! I thought that was guaranteed KO, so that was big. But now I have to decide what comes in. I could easily revenge with a Mega Pinsir and go for a quick attack, taking out the Azumarill. But that means that Raikou could easily come in and revenge. Now, seeing how well he took the Fusion Bolt, I thought that he would probably be HP invested and not speed invested, which means that Sylveon outspeeds. So if I go into Sylveon and kill it with that, it will force him into Cresselia, because Raikou can't beat my Sylveon. and then I can safely baton pass into my pincer and take on the Cresselia better, because that's the only way I stand any chance of beating this Cresselia. First I go for a protect, just getting some lefties back, and then I can go for a hyper voice. I do outspeed the Azumarill. He shows he's not banded. I don't know what set he was there. Probably Assault Vest, not really sure. But I'm able to take out the Azumarill with my Sylveon exactly as planned. Going for the baton pass here, I do see the Calm Mind, which is really scary, and I think he might have me. It depends on how much damage my Pinsir can do to this Cresselia. But it is Pinsir, Orange Squash, going to squash the Orange, and I'm going to Mega Evolve and go for the knockoff straight away. I need to get rid of those lefties, otherwise he can maybe Moonlight Stall me a bit too much. So I thought going for the knockoff first would be important, and then return. I believe it actually does more than a super effective knockoff. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. But I'm going to go for return. That does a lot of damage. He actually goes for the Psyshock here, and I am able to 2-hit KO him with 2 returns. That is a physical Mon taking out a physically defensive Cresselia, which is crazy. Now I can go for the quick attack on Raikou, ensuring that it's in Hyper Voice KO range. And that is pretty much game, because unless he gets a crazy crit para with his Thunderbolt on the Raikou, I've won. I do want to play safe, just go for the protect with my Sylveon, but that seals the deal. Pinsir taking out the... I was really scared of that Crest. I thought the Crest would win there, but no, my Pinsir had it in the bag. Able to take out the Raikou as well, so that will be the close 1-0 win. Incredible battle, predictions on both sides, but my team pulled through. Really, really pleased with that. So pleased. Everything worked exactly as I wanted it to. The Roserade and the Sylveon, I think I should give special mentions to. Sylveon taking the hits exactly as I planned it to. The 2-hit KOs with the Fire Blast, it wouldn't be able to take me out. And taking on the Raikou as well, it was just perfect. And Roserade being able to switch in on the Pharaoh and putting pressure on the Azumarill and actually taking out the Houndoom. Not what I thought it would do, but really, really pleased with that. I also want to give a special mention to Skarmory, because Skarmory performed its role perfectly, keeping the hazards off my side of the field when they needed to be off, and then finishing the game with rocks on his side of the field and not on mine. So that was exactly what I needed it to do. It walled what it needed to as well. It worked perfectly, and freaking Pinsir getting that kill on the Crest made my day. So that was a great battle. I'm now looking at a 3 wins, 2 losses. This is a positive ratio, guys. Very exciting. It puts me second in my group, in my conference. And if I keep going like this, I stand a chance of getting into the playoffs. My differential is not great because I got some big losses in my first 2 matches. But I am pulling through. Win-loss is all that matters. If I win the rest of my games, I am guaranteed through. So that's what I need to focus on. Yeah, really good at the moment. Positivity! Let's go forward. Bigger, better things. Playing Adam next week. He's top of our conference at the moment. But if I beat him, that will be a great victory for me. All that's left to be said is I've been foofootoo, you've been awesome, and hopefully see you next time. Bye!